welcome to today's live demo. So exciting, where we are going to be introducing our newest kit, Lego Education, Computer Science, and AI. And we are going to be diving into a classroom experience. Before we begin, hi, my name is Caitlin Boline, and I have some incredible colleagues here with me today. We have Dr. Paulina Hadung and Dr. Leanna Prater, and they are going to guide us through getting acquainted with this exciting new kit. Paulina is our Senior Learning Design Manager, and Leanna is our Senior Professional Learning Manager, and we are so excited to spend this next hour with you. Before we begin, we are almost there. A few quick housekeeping things that we want to go through. So first, to reduce distractions, please make sure that you are muted. However, we definitely still want to hear from you. So please definitely leverage the chat for commentary. Questions can be submitted through the Q&A function or through the chat, which is on screen at all times. And as a reminder, this webinar is going to be recorded, so it will be shared out via email after, so you can refer to it later. So for any new faces, hello, we are Lego Education, and we are so excited to share with you today our newest offering. But first, quality hands-on learning for all students? Yes, please. Lego Education, we are part of the Lego Group, and we've been committed to fostering brighter futures for children for nearly a century. For more than 45 years, Lego Education has combined the Lego brick with a deep understanding of educational standards to create engaging hands-on lessons for K-8 classrooms. Play is so important. And at Lego Education, we want to leverage that play for high levels of learning for all students. From our rich robotics, to our STEAM history, to no science, and finally, computer science and AI, our belief is and has always been that students deserve access to high quality, hands-on, joyful learning experiences. Which is why we are excited to show you our newest kit, Lego Education, Science and AI.
So, why is this the moment for computer science and AI? Research shows that computer science and AI knowledge is becoming increasingly essential to K-8 education. Globally, 73% of teachers see CS education as critical for students, and similarly, 69% of teachers see AI literacy as critical. Yet, while educators around the world recognize the importance of CS and AI education, many don't feel ready or equipped to deliver responsible, meaningful instruction. And as technology continues to transform our world, let's ask ourselves, what if we could equip educators to deliver confident, effective computer science and AI instruction? What if we could empower students to understand, apply, and evaluate emerging technologies? How could we do this safely and responsibly?
You know, Paulina, I like when we can take a great what if question and transform that into a we can statement, right? And at Lego Education, we are so excited to make computer science and AI learning accessible to educators and meaningful for students, especially in this day and age of emerging technologies. So let's take a moment to see Lego Education, computer science, and AI in action. Wow, I just love to see the joy that Lego Education brings to the classroom. And as an educator myself, I just never get tired of those aha moments of learning. So what did you think of your little peek into the classroom? Please share your ideas in the chat. And while you're sharing, I'm going to take a minute to just unpack what's included in this fantastic new classroom solution. First of all, across our 3 grade banded kits, we have 90 45-minute lessons. And these lessons are all housed in our teacher portal. The lessons are aligned to relevant standards and include great teacher time savers, such as classroom presentations and facilitation notes, which are also really helpful for both planning and lesson delivery. The lessons are organized into units, which provide a nice scaffold experience for students, and there are 6 units for each grade band. The units contain 4 lessons and end with a design challenge, which is a great way for students to apply what they've learned. Students will use a new coding canvas with LEGO Education, Computer Science, and AI, and the web app allows students to easily join a lesson using a 4-digit PIN. And they can connect the hardware using Bluetooth and a connection card, which I'm going to talk about here in a minute. And the best part, no student logins required. And inside that app, students can program using an icon or word block. So the classroom kits, like I mentioned, are grade banded, and students are going to be working in groups of 4. So one kit is going to serve 4 students. You'll notice the boxes are stackable. They have these clasps to keep that lid on. And inside each of the boxes, you'll find over 200 Lego elements. You'll have your building instructions. You have hardware like motors and sensors. There's a charging cable, and there are these different colored RFID connection cards. And while we know that hands-on and engaging lessons and experiences are really important, so are standards. And so we are really proud to share that the standards have been the center of development for LEGO Education, Computer Science, and AI. Our new solution offers 80% coverage of the CSTA standards, and it addresses all 5 core concepts of the CSTA standards plus AI literacy, which is very exciting. So, are we ready maybe to see a lesson in action?
Heck yeah, we are. So now that we understand what's in the kits, let's dive deeper into the classroom experience and explore a lesson on loops for specifically 6th through 8th grade students. Were you thinking to yourself, someone looks familiar in this video? Yes, your local Lego celebrity Paulina was featured in that video. So remember, the example that you just saw was a 6th through 8th grade lesson on loops. As a foundational computer science concept, loops are covered and revisited in each grade band. Prior to this lesson, students will have been introduced to loops as early as kindergarten, through both screen-based and even screen-free lessons. Students would then revisit loops in 3rd to 5th grade, giving them the practice and the scaffolding needed to make this lesson an appropriately challenging and fun experience. So let's talk more about this concept of complexity and progression. Here you see an example of that. With 90 lessons across the grade bands, LEGO Education Computer Science and AI is purposefully designed to build skills progressively, increasing depth and complexity as students grow. These units and lessons are aligned on a set scope and sequence, allowing administrators and educators to be able to take the guesswork out of building their computer science and AI curriculum. A caveat, my role as a solution architect would be to support your specific setting to be able to maximize these resources. So let's say you were looking at that scope and sequence and you were saying, hey, there are some through lines for us, but I'm not sure how we would maybe have this extend throughout the year or where these different lessons would go. That would be part of my role to make sure that we could help you maximize these materials in your specific environment. Like previous LEGO education kits, our computer science and AI lessons are structured around the 5E instructional model. This gives teachers a framework to engage, to explore, explain, elaborate, and evaluate with confidence. Students are guided through curiosity-driven exploration and not only practice coding, but also discuss, reflect, and apply those concepts. This helps educators, whether they're new to computer science or not, to be able to deliver meaningful, impactful instruction. This is my favorite slide. So it's time to take a closer look at the kit, the components, and the classroom experience. Are you ready? It's time to spill the bricks.
Thanks so much, Caitlin. All right, give me 1 second to set up my screen sharing. Okay, so I know that there's been lots of questions already, which is exciting. Please do keep putting them into the chat. We look forward to responding to them. This is what the teacher portal looks like. So everything you need as a teacher to teach a lesson is on the teacher portal. You can sort the computer science and AI lessons based on which kits you have, whether you have K-2, 3-5, or for grades 6-8. You can also select which units you'd like to focus on. So every single kit has 30 lessons, which are organized into 6 units, as we already mentioned. And up here at the top, you can choose which unit you'd like to see, or you can see all of them and scroll through them. As you scroll, you can find the lesson objectives by hovering over each lesson. Let's take a closer look at a lesson. It's one of my favorites. This is one called Monster Maze. It's for grades 3-5, and you can find it in the AI and Data unit. So for each lesson, you'll see everything you need to get started at the top. So the lesson's big question up here, how could you give a monster directions? And I've got the monster right here next to me. It's very cute. I love its eyes. And then you see the lesson objective that students will activate events with a pre-trained AI classifier. So in this lesson, students are introduced to the AI pre-trained classifier for the first time. From there are also links to the classroom presentation as well as to the facilitation notes. And for more background about the lesson, you can read the lesson overview. You can see which standards are relevant. You can find an evaluation rubric, and you can see ways to extend the lesson through cross-curricular connections. This one, for example, has a connection to English language arts as well as to social studies. If you're feeling a little uncertain about how to teach AI or what is AI, or especially what is AI in the LEGO Education Coding Canvas, you can find more information in the knowledge base, which is available for every single lesson. So let's click on the facilitation notes and look inside. Every lesson has facilitation notes to support teachers both before as well as during the lesson. In the facilitation notes, you'll find a preview of the slides as well as an overview of each lesson section. There's also additional information about how to support students for each step. The classroom presentations, we'll go back and we'll click on the classroom presentation. And I see it's not quite filling up the whole screen, so let me make that a little bit wider. Okay, so the classroom presentation is your slide deck. It's got everything you need to teach this. And it has additional interactive features, such as pop-up vocabulary, which you can show and then hide. Each lesson also includes a timer, a model. You can also show and hide these on any single slide, as well as prompts to remind students to collaborate, help them find the right building instructions, understand what they are building and coding, so you can always see the image of the model and the timer, as I mentioned, as well as preparing them about what code they're going to see in the coding canvas and how to enter the coding canvas. So every single lesson has a unique lesson pin to guide students into our coding canvas. So let's take a closer look at what students are building with. And I hope you don't get dizzy as I switch the cameras. Okay, yes, it is switched. Perfect. So this is the kit for grades 3 to 5. You don't need any other physical materials to teach these lessons, just this kit, which comes with physical building instructions right here. So in the box, and this is fresh from the production line today. So you can see that the kit is sorted by color. It's really easy for 4 kids to look down into the box and see what they're working with. Oh, I see it's a little bit blurry. 1 second. Is that better? Not quite. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so now you can really see that the kit is sorted by color and that kids can see all the different new elements they've got, such as our track system. Very exciting. In the kit, you'll find the hardware. So this is our double motor. This button here is how you turn it on. It charges with USB-C. It's got a motor on each side. It makes it so fast to make a driving base. And the 3 to 5 kit also comes with a color sensor. Again, button, USB-C, and the color sensors on this side. Every kit comes with a connection card as well, so that students can pair the hardware super fast. The building instructions help kids collaborate. So for each lesson, they choose one of these mini figures. So there's 4 different colors, and those guide them on how to work together to create their build. So for every single model, you'll see here that these building instructions look a little different from a regular Lego building instruction booklet. So every single color corresponds to the section that each student will work on. So they build their separate sections, and then they work together to collaboratively put it all together. Then they turn the page and they repeat. So for the lesson that we just looked at, Monster Maze, students build a monster using the double motor. And they also build its monster babies. And in this lesson, students are role-playing such that the monster plays hide and seek with its monster babies. So let's take a look at what happens during the lesson. Just going to switch again. And then we'll share the browser. Okay, so in this lesson, after students have built their super cute monsters, right here. So, it is not sharing correctly. Sorry about that. Some small Teams hiccups today. All right, there we go. So after students have built their monsters, the classroom presentation guides them to the coding canvas. So the pin for this lesson is 1226. So if I go to the coding canvas and I type in 122 fix, it takes me to the lesson Monster Maze. It shows me the title, the question, and the lesson illustration. The coding canvas immediately prompts students to pair their model to the computer via Bluetooth. So first I let the program know what connection card I'm using. So in this case, I've got a nice purple connection card. So I'm going to click on that. We use connection cards so that multiple groups of students in a classroom can pair at the same time without accidentally connecting to each other's models. So all of our hardware in this kit is wireless, and each piece of hardware has to connect to the coding canvas individually. After the first time students go through this connection flow, it takes them only a couple seconds to connect for future lessons. So I've got my purple connection card ready. Now I'm going to press to turn on the double motor, and it makes a very cute little sound. I'm going to scan my connection card. So I'll take the card, tap it to the double motor, and it turns purple, which lets me know that it's connected to the right card. From there, I'm going to turn on Bluetooth and put the motor into pairing mode. And then it will pop up. And again, because I use the connection card, it would only show this double motor, even if there were other ones at the same time. We'll click pair. Okay, so now my hardware is connected, and I'm in the coding canvas for this lesson project. So here I can see starter code. The starter code invites students to code their monsters' movements. Every lesson has some starter code so that students don't have to worry about a blank page. They have a little bit to help them get started. Each lesson also has a curated lesson palette to help kids stay focused on the lesson. So this palette doesn't have that many blocks, but for students who want to go further, they can expand the palette anytime by clicking Standard, which includes most of the blocks that you would need for any regular lesson, as well as all blocks. So if you really want to go high ceiling and see what are all the things that you can do with our motors and our sensors, they're very powerful, you can go here. There are lots of possibilities for creating complex code. I'm going to go back to the lesson block so we can focus again. And then here you can also see our pre-trained pose classifier. So I'm going to interact with it by enabling the camera. And I already did that beforehand, otherwise you would see the little permission box. Our AI features are safe, secure, and inclusive. So we don't save or transmit any identifiable student data. And as you can see, the AI model is capturing pose data where my joints are in space. So as I move my arms, now it can see my elbows. If I lean back, it'll capture more of my torso. But it's not capturing images of students. When I raise my arm, the AI model detects my poses. You can see in the bottom right-hand corner of the coding canvas that the prediction is going up and down. And we can use this detection to make the model move. So if I see live demos, always a little risky, right? I'm going to see if I can't switch my camera. That's okay. So if I turn it on, and then if I move my arms up, you won't be able to see it super well, but you can see that the wheels are turning such that it is moving. So this was just a super brief demo of our computer science and AI learning experiences. From this lesson, students would then go on to creating their own models with the pose data, practicing capturing pose data, exploring what the right quantity and quality of data is to make their models better, and then they would go from there. So from here, I'm going to turn it over to Leanna to discuss professional learning.
Thank you so much, Paulina. I'm so excited that you were able to share a sneak peek at what's coming for AI with computer science and AI. Very exciting for kids to have the opportunity to really unpack kind of the foundation of AI literacy through some really fun hands-on experiences. And I think we need to go maybe one slide more there. So I'll talk a little bit about professional learning, because at Lego Education, we really want to empower our teachers to deliver high quality lessons and impactful instruction to their students. And having access to fantastic instructional tools like Lego Education, computer science, and AI is really just the start. We know many teachers may have little or no prior experience when it comes to computer science, including emerging topics such as AI and machine learning. And that's why professional learning is just essential. It helps teachers gain confidence and feel prepared to bring these subjects to life in their classroom. And I like to think by investing in professional development, districts are really investing in their educators because they're providing them with the time and resources they need to refine their practices. And our professional learning includes a variety of offerings to ensure that teachers really have everything that they need. First of all, we have some great digital learning resources that can provide some of those just-in-time needed supports. We also have a fabulous community of like-minded peers, which is a great place for teachers to share ideas and kind of grow together. We have facilitated learning sessions, which are grounded in pedagogy and provide really ample time for teachers to get hands-on and unpack these computer science concepts and practices in a very comfortable learning space that's fun and engaging. The sessions are led by Lego Education certified coaches and are really designed to ensure that teachers feel confident in facilitating lessons with Lego Education. And finally, we have professional coaching sessions that are tailored to meet the needs of teachers wherever they are in their journey with us. And often topics include things like lesson preparation. Sometimes people have questions around planning. Sometimes we have teachers that need a little more support in the classroom management side of things. Sometimes teachers like to teach a lesson and use the coaching session as an opportunity to reflect and share best practices. And we know that by equipping teachers with the skills and confidence they need to bring computer science and AI instruction to their students can really help inspire that next generation of innovators.
Okay, so now we are getting to questions. We are almost there. Before we turn it over to your questions, a reminder that in addition to computer science and AI learning, we also offer classroom solutions for science and STEM or STEAM. As many of you may be aware, with the introduction of Lego Education and Computer Science and AI, we are also excited to introduce a new chapter of our STEM competition, First Lego League Future Edition. I know there are so many fans in the chat. There is so much more that we could and will. There's so much more that we could and will say about First Lego League. Today's webinar focused on the classroom experience, but we will be diving into detail on First Lego League soon. Stay tuned. We feel your excitement and we want to make sure that we are putting the proper time and energy to really unpack that with you. If you received information about this webinar, you will also receive that information about the First Lego League webinar. You can also sign up to be made aware when our webinars are announced so that you will not miss that webinar. But we definitely are so excited to be able to share with you more information about that. So, also heard a lot of people in the chat asking, how can I find out more information? As well as so many great questions. We definitely want your questions to be answered. So use this QR code. Your account manager will find you. So you don't have to go looking for that information. Go ahead and use the QR code, fill out your information, and then Lego Education will reach out to you. We have incredible account managers that are local to your specific areas. And then they are paired with solution architects who can also support with maximizing and making sure that any investments that you make in computer science, AI, First Lego League science will be as maximized as possible.